What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to everybody joining us. You know what I'm talking about? You know where you're at. If you have been blessed enough to join us, land here, be here, tune in here, subscribe here, then you already know where you are, man. This is Sunday Set Trip, and I'm your host, ThatDamn Trip, the host of the One Successful Failure podcast. But you know, on these Sundays, really, this is just an opportunity for you to get to know me to tap in with you, you to tap in with me, touch our personal lives, touch on things that I might not touch on the pod. Like in the pod, I really don't talk politics. Today, we're going to get into that shit. Because if you're into that, you know, a lot has been going on. But on a normal, this is just something for me to tap in with the community, answer your questions that you may ask on any of the pods. You email me, I see some of the things, I see some of the comments. So this is a chance for me to respond to them and just, spend some time with you every other Sunday, hold each other accountable here on the set. It's Sunday, this is the set, and this is Trip. So welcome to Sunday Set Trip. And we don't really need to prolong. We can really get right into it. It's been a hell of a ride just at the beginning of this year. Oh, shout out to Lord and Carson. Black Breast Matters. They are the creator of this sweatshirt. It's a cancer line, and I felt it fitting because this is Happy February, folks. To all my people tapping in, to my black men, my black women, to my youth, my black everybody, I see you. Not only just that, to my people of color, I'm going to say that, this is Black History Month, where we do get the privilege of sharing, celebrating, whatever it is, with Black history. But I think Black History Month is a time where we show how everybody's history is incorporated in our history. So I just want to shout out to all the POCs, man, all the people of color, to my men, my women, everybody who is celebrating this month. Shout out to y'all. So shout out to them for, I'm a cancer survivor, and a lot of y'all may not think that because I'm a lesbian, I didn't have breasts, but I used to have breasts, and so I do want to celebrate that Black Breast Matters, and that doesn't mean everybody who's a cancer survivor or going through the cancer struggle, all we care about is our breasts. No, what we're saying is the same as Black Lives Matter. Black women are dying at a rate that no other race is dying at due to breast cancer. And we're saying, hey, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Pharmaceutical Company, Mr. Eli Lilly's, Mr. Merck's, Mr. Pfizer's, we just want y'all to know that we're here too. And if you can stop them from dying, then why can't you stop us from dying? And if we seem to be a problem to controlling the dying, just like stage 4, then maybe you should spend more money and more time focused on us. Because if we're such a problem case, if you can solve what's going on with us, you'll be able to solve what's going on with anybody. So that's what stage 4, that's what Black breasts, that's what Black women, that's with any of things that Black women and breast cancer are going through. So I celebrate that. I appreciate that. And check out the Cancerpreneur. That's my other Instagram page. You go over there and I'll get you linked in with the Lord and Carson if you want the sweatshirt. Donate it. Give it to someone you know. I know you know a Black woman or even a Black man that might be going through breast cancer, or someone who's lost a mom or an aunt, or a daughter who's lost a loved one or a sibling, a husband. I got plenty of men rocking my sweatshirts and the Black Breast Matters because they see me in them. So, it can be a gift. It can be a statement for someone going to chemo. When I was going to chemo, I wore radiation, I think. I wore my sweatshirts every day, and it was very offensive to a lot of people. But to a lot of people, they understood, hey, make room for me too. We in this thing too, motherfuckers. None of that solid stuff. I'm not trying to be all sad and down today, but shout out to you if you're in here today. Shout out to you for tapping in with us. And like I said, we're just going to get right into it. There's so much going on in the month of January and February, like from the new president to the new laws to the new rules to everybody getting fired. To now, I was told we dumping Target. I told we just gonna pick them motherfuckers up and throw them out the window. When we were just now getting invited into Targets, I think before Tabitha Brown, I believe there was some Uncle Funky's daughters, and there were some Shea Moistures that used to be a Black company before they sold out. We ain't gonna talk about that shit. But there used to be places to where we figured if we made it in there, it's like New York, you can make it anywhere. And it's crazy that Target and Walmart was once those places. And we finally made it up off in there. And now with Instagram and everything else is popping, you youngsters know, Tabitha Brown in there and all her products. And we've been talking about and seeing her online, pleading with us as a people, as a community, to not do this boycott, to not pick Walmart and Target up and just throw these motherfuckers out the window, to stay with them, because from her perspective, I know that they're getting rid of all the DEI departments inside of corporate America. A lot of places saying, hey, since the president says it's not necessary, we're saying it's not necessary. We don't need to diversify, we don't need to be equal, and we do not need to include y'all niggas. That's basically what them throwing away this DEI is. But what the problem is, I mean, what I'm getting addressed, and a lot of people, and me and my friends, we sit around and have conversations, and I know you see me in the hoodies, and I know you see me or hear me talking about, maybe having a conversation over a joint or two, but I tend to get into some very educated, some very critical thinking conversations. I told y'all know that I am a cunning linguist. So I like to learn how to hear certain politics or certain things and issues that people may or may not agree with, and be able to articulate them in a better way. So I've been in a lot of conversations, and what a lot of people don't understand is, and what a lot think I don't understand what blacks are, or people of color, is like it's a slippery slope. Because yeah, we want to be in the places. Yeah, we want to say that it matters to include us. And yeah, we want to be given special front door and back door privileges that we think that we are not entitled to. We don't necessarily care if we're included. We just want to know where the address is. Because if you give us the address, we gonna make our way into the party. I think that's the way blacks have always been. But what I don't understand, and where I'm trying to figure out, is that if all this is a bunch of drama, is with the black people. Because we have dealt with not being invited forever. So why does it matter now? We make our own jokes about not letting white folks come to the cookout. So we don't diversify and make things equal and include everybody either. And I think we're at the times, and with everybody being social media influencers and Instagram being so prevalent, Facebook, fan page, all those things, Pinterest, I think we're at the time now where there are so many black companies, Middle Eastern companies, African companies, Indian companies, Native American companies. There's so many Pakistani companies and Dominican companies that we can find online and be affiliates for. That why do we give a fuck about D, E, or I? We've never been included. They've never said, y'all, listen, we on the same equal level playing field. The only time they did it is when it was a thing in the Supreme Court and it became a law, and corporate America adopted it because they wanted to play fair. But if we've ever been included, and I can say, if we've ever been really, really, really included, if it's ever been really diverse, then why is it that every time some black person gets hired for a CEO of a job or something like that, we first of all question, is this a token? And for all y'all who don't know what a token is, you know what? Let me back up. No, I'm not going to back up. We question, is this a token? Is this did you get, how do you know? Who do you know? And a lot of us black people, we will turn down some positions in some places or some jobs within some corporate America places because we don't want to be considered that token. We want to feel like we earned the shit. We want to feel like we worked hard, broke our backs, broke some kind of scholastic record that nobody else has done. We want to feel like we are the only ones that would have been made for that position. Well, that's not diversity either. I was at a cancer conference recently, and a lady started out talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. For matter of fact, let's just start there. I think a whole bunch of people are giving a whole bunch of drama, and I'm listening to a whole bunch of people talk, and I hear my people, I hear, my friends, some of them, ex-friends, people I went to school with. I watch little things on Facebook for personal entertainment. I see people saying, yeah, they're getting rid of DEI. A lot of people don't even know what you're fighting for. What is DEI? They be like, I don't know. It's for black people to be able to get, and for us to be able to be inside a Target. And now they say, since they ain't got to do, no. Y'all know what that was? That was affirmative action. Minority scholarships, that was affirmative action. And that shit been gone. I talk all the time. I went to Texas Southern University. And it's supposed to be a historically black college or university. I don't know if it has the HBCU stamp, so don't quote me and don't kill me on this. I don't want to hear it in the comments. Ain't no HBCU, all black schools. Whatever. Don't judge me, judge an Annie. You understand what I'm saying. It carries the title and the history of a historically black college or university. And when I was going there, it was all blacks. And we had a few white girls and guys who people thought weren't good enough to make it at white schools. So they accepted scholarships to come to our black school and play. And you know, there's a few of them, and they were there on minority scholarships. But I think that became the thing that you had to do. And the more that we gave minority scholarships away, it seemed like the more that the state granted us minority scholarships. Until, if you watch one of my episodes on the One Successful Failure podcast, the one recently, HBCU at Homecoming, I speak on how I went to Homecoming and shit. It doesn't even seem like a black college anymore. So it's like a cycle. People think the DEI is for us to get that one job, that one position, that one scholarship. No, nigga, that affirmative action shit been gone. These minority scholarships have now turned into the majority scholarships. These minority positions that they have to give to blacks or at corporate America in the low-level jobs have become the standard. Now, instead of it being a privilege, they just give all the blacks the low-level jobs. They just give all the quote-unquote new hires. That's a quote. That's a way for saying not white and not generationally in. All y'all blacks and Indians and Dominicans and Jamaicans and all y'all who call yourself educated now, Nigerians coming over here to rap a race, all you Mexicans, all you dreamers. No, we're not gonna say affirmative action anymore. We're gonna say DEI. We're gonna include a few of y'all. DEI is supposed to be diversity, equity, and inclusion. But as I was saying, I was at a cancer conference recently, and there was this woman who was saying, you know, diversity without inclusion equals trauma. And I think a lot of y'all have gotten traumatized on thinking affirmative action is DEI. We haven't really been getting DEI. They just took something old and replaced it with some shit new that they knew. Since y'all don't read, you didn't know what it was anyway. That's why I feel like, is this really just a bunch of drama? This is what me and my friends were talking about. Does the D for DEI stand for drama? Because it seems like people just want to make up drama instead of making up facts, instead of really getting to the real issue of the problem. If they don't want us there, we have the resources, we have the money, we have the buying power, and we've made it known that we can have our own. But there's where some of the problems in lie. Go back and check out again one of my One Successful Failure podcast episodes where it was the Keith Lee edition of Food Review. Michael C. and I, we went to out of town and we ate at a black restaurant. Tonight, just before I jumped on live with you all, a friend of mine comes through, says, hey, let's go eat. Let's go do this. I said, okay, bet. We go eat, and lo and behold, right here in the hood, we go eat at a black establishment. And I can tell you, the food was good for what it was. I mean, subpar, all right. But the fucking service was, and the first question that everybody in the place was asking, is this place owned by a black person? Where is the diversity in the service? Where do black people feel that they should be equal to the level of service that we get at white restaurants? And where are they including the niceness, the basic borderline customer service? I tell you what they are including. They're including the excuses, because all we heard was, I'm sorry, we ain't got this. Don't you see I'm busy? Diversify your fucking excuses. Black people, Asians, all of this, we have to do better if we are going to complain about them getting rid of us in they places. Why not just build our own places, and why not make us feel comfortable to be there? Therefore, we don't have to worry about it if it's diverse. If we want diversity, we'll go somewhere else. But if we want blacks and black food, we'll go to the black places, and we won't worry about what the diversity is. If we want to be included, we will include ourselves in your brunch with your DJ at your establishment, and stop including the gratuity. If you're not really going to be for what diversity and inclusion is, and equity, if you're really not going to be fair about all of this, and what I mean by fair is, yeah, I talk to y'all about Black History Month. I talk about this all the time. I'm also gay as the fuck. If we're being diverse and thinking everybody is loved and good and equal, that's what the equality is. And if we're going to include everybody, well, why is it that gays get 1 month out of the year? Blacks get 1 month out of the year. Like, I got a double whammy. Include us all year round. Put us in your Gap ads all year round. Put the blacks in your commercials all year round. And don't always be the light-skinned mixed family with the freckles and the natural hair. Although, I do like light-skinned and freckles and natural hair. I mean, okay, focus. All right, I'm going to focus. But you understand what I'm saying. Diversify your ads. Where's the black chick with the fade and the waves? Where's the studs on your commercials? Not the non-aggressive, mask-presenting, top, not bottom film. Not that person. Where's the tattooed up dreads, braids, locks, the ones who really got style and fashion, where the fuck are they in your Super Bowl commercials? If we're talking about DEI, let's D and E and I everything, everywhere, all the time. If not, this one thing that we're hearing is really just drama about things that we're complaining about a president that we don't like. I think that's what it boils down to. If you're upset about the situation, which I understand, let's do something about it. I know I jumped right on here and got right to the subject, but shout out to my day oneers, to my people who've been rocking with me since day one. Shout out to my day tours, the people who met me, who started doing the lives, and who have found the podcast because of this. And right now, shout out to my motherfucking replayers, the people who weren't here live, may or may not been a day one or a day tour, had something to do tonight, but made it a point, maybe subscribed, maybe just came across it and caught this as a replay. Some of y'all mean just as much, if not more, because you really had to make a conscious effort. But the reason why I'm saying that is I like to shout out to all of you, and I like for you to drop a 1 or 2 or, in H-Town if you're a day one or day two or a motherfucking replayer. And I'm saying that because I want you to drop in these comments, is DEI really something, or is the D a fucking distraction? Are they distracting black people, people of color, Asians, poor people, and Mexicans for what's really going on? These taxes, tariffs, and transportation to these other niggas back to their country? Are they missing that we are about to create a war with 7 billion consumers in Mexico? If we allow this president to just completely put a wall up and block out these people, there is where y'all are seeing the inclusion leaving right there. I do agree that somehow we have to make people accounted for if they're in this country. Somehow I do agree that we have to make the wages and everything right so that everybody, American or immigrant, or if you're here legally, has an equal opportunity to work and pay and live. But don't blame it on DEI and affirmative action type shit. Don't fall for the distractions. Maybe it's not drama. Maybe it's a big distraction to get us, the lower level broke folks who they call us, the only ones who care about the DEI, distracted so we don't see what's really going on. They're eliminating the Department of Education. You know what I'm saying? They're shout out to him. He knows who he is, for eliminating trannies being able to play girl sports. Thank God for that. But there's a lot of things that's being slid in right now under the rug, under our noses, while they throwing y'all the DEI bone and you chasing that shit and playing fetch. If you really care about it, if it really means something, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Is this DEI real? Or are we just really going on the goose trail and the duck hunt that they want us to go on and keep us distracted from what's really going on? Because they know people of color, we're so easily entertained that this is going to catch us and we're going to run with it. That bloggers are going to run with an idea and have something to talk about to get clicks and clickbait and all of that, while people of color are really, we looking stupid. We was never included in the first place. And yes, Tabitha and people like her, I understand. I understand what she's saying. What she's saying is we just got in the door. And if she's in the door, most of the time, the only people that are going to buy are us black people. And if we boycott these stores that carry her, the first thing that these big corporate Mr. and Mrs. are going to say is, oh yeah, black lady, we knew that when we let you in, your product wouldn't sell. So we're going to privately, politely escort you out. I get it. But that's almost like what Tramposa had been continuing to ask me to do. Tolerate the disrespect. Oh, I'm sorry. Be the bigger person. No, to me, being the bigger person seems like tolerate the disrespect. And I don't think we should have to do it anymore. So Tabitha, I understand what you're saying, but that's us tolerating the fucking disrespect by being the bigger people. At one point, we have to be the bigger people with our own businesses, with our own money, with our own people. But in order to do that, black people, Asian people, restaurateurs, Indians, stop being racist. Don't come and build a store in the fucking hood and then be mad at the black people that come in there, the poor people that come in there, the drug addicts that come in there. You took the crack house and made it your corner store. So now when the crackhead comes back to the crack house looking for crack, you're wondering, why the fuck is this crackhead here? Because you came and took its crack house. This is all that it knows. So we have to stop treating the people in the areas that we come to like they are not the ones that belong there. This is where the DEI starts. If you want to diversify your portfolios and your financial situations and come into the hood, well, treat us as equal as you would treat your family when they come in. Include us in the stuff that you buy. Don't come over here buying white products and white beers and don't include any black products and wonder why we have a problem when we come into your stores. And black people, if you got a problem, build your own. Join together. Spend our dollars in our community. We have to do something. If not, it's just talk. It's just distraction. It's just a bunch of fucking drama. Like I said, I went to a restaurant this evening and the food was decent. It was subpar, but the service and the things that was going on in the corners that the black owners were cutting, it's not worth me going back. It has nothing to do with diversity. I can get that kind of food any kind of where. Some soul food, fried rice, the stuff that we like, Well, Houston people, crawfish, shrimp, all those things. But it wasn't, there was nothing that the service did or the atmosphere did to where it would make me tolerate the disrespect of bad service, low quality, and just a whole bunch of wasted time to where I couldn't go get that somewhere else. We have to do the quid pro quo. Black people, if you want us to support you, you have to give us something to support. And, corporate America, if you don't want us, don't capitalize on certain words as DEI. Don't distract us right now at an important time as it is with the new president and the new things that's going on. Just say, hey, put the sign up like you used to say, whites only, no colors, and we'll get the hint. And then black folks, instead of fighting and crying and saying, hey, oh man, they got a sign up. Okay, let's go somewhere that doesn't have the sign up. We have to diversify our taste buds. We have to diversify our means. Buy more than Jordans if Nike's not fucking with us. Not saying that Nike's not. Shout out to Nike. I believe they're still keeping their DEI department. And I'm not saying that you're a good company or you're a bad company, whether you're keeping it or eliminating it. That's for you to decide. That's not for me to judge. Just because you added a DEI department doesn't even mean it still makes you a good company. It means you might just legally treat those employees like shit now, or make them feel like you are the outcast because now I'm letting you know I only hired you because this company says we have to have this department. So maybe it will create more of an equal playing field. Who knows? But if you're not a part of the solution, we're a part of the problem. So black folks, what are we going to do? Drop it in the comments. Like, what does the elimination of DEI mean to you? Is it a distraction? Is it just, something that they're doing so we won't see what's really going on? Is it drama? Is it something to give Facebook comments and clicks and bait to? Or is it something that is really going to be the start of the elimination of blacks in corporate America, Asians in corporate America, equality in corporate America, gays in corporate America? Are we going back to the don't ask, don't tell? Do we have to be back closeted? Are we only going to see white commercials? What does this really mean to you? What do you think they're trying to do with this? Drop it in the comments. My day oneers, day twoers, replayers. Let me know what you're thinking this really means. Is it serious to you? Do you care? I mean, I'm not going to say I don't care, but what I can't do is spend my whole day worried about when I walk into a store, who cares that I'm in there or not. I don't give a fuck. They care about my dollar. And what I have to do is I have to get myself so financially secure, mentally secure, confidence secure, money secure, all the secures enough to where it doesn't matter where I walk into. I know that they're going to respect me and have the things that I need and request because they respect my dollar, my income, my status. And that's just what it is. And I know we say that we shouldn't have to be that way, but if you want change, you either got to make change or spend change. And that's just what it is. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Hit me in the comments. Like I said, I don't really talk politics a lot. And I don't know if DEI is a political conversation. I do know it's a conversation that is happening because of the political changes. I know it's a conversation that's taking place because of the political climate right now. But I can't say that it's really a political conversation. It's more like a corporate America conversation. It's more like a conversation that we should be having so that if we have it regularly, it's not a shock when the conversation starts. I don't know. Maybe it just makes sense to me. I don't know. It's like, if you mention the word gay more around people, they don't feel as gay when they hear the word gay or when they see gay people. That's just my thoughts. Maybe it's just because I'm a gay person. But however, whatever, it's so much going on. And, I talk about a lot of political things, educational things when I'm on my downtime. But I've also been thinking about lately, not so much dating. And again, if you're my day oneer or day tours, if you really are my day oneer who's been here since the introduction, since you learned about my situation, since you met me in Colombia and the new teeth, and then you saw me get served. If you're one of those people, then you'll understand what me talking about dating or entertaining or not, what this conversation means for you who are catching up. Like, I am single-ish as the fuck. And I say single-ish because go back and check out episode 4. You'll figure out of the podcast, I'm going through a divorce. My wife was a cheater. I'm going through a divorce. And I'm learning at 46 starting over, and it's weird, and the whole dating community is weird. And I'm not really looking to date right now. I'm looking to find me. I don't think my heart can take being involved or wrapped up with anyone or anything. And at the same time too, I have a lot of financial goals that I'm working on right now. I have a lot of things that I'm trying to start and create and get systematic before I have time to entertain anybody else's bullshit or have anybody else entertaining my bullshit. I got some things to deal within myself, therapies to learn and tools to master. And while I'm doing that, I've been single-ish because I'm not all the way divorced. I've been single-ish for close to 2.5, 3 years now. And I'm not going to use the word lonely. I don't think I'm lonely. I think I'm at the point now where I would like to entertain conversations with another grown woman, laughters and jokes, secrets and successes or whatever with someone grown. But I really am looking more like platonic friends. I'm not prepared to give myself wholeheartedly and create too many casualties while I'm learning to get back on this dating horse or just in the entertaining horse. And I don't even know what people like anymore. You got to realize my last relationship was like 14, 15 years. And so I know what that person likes. But things have changed. I don't even know what things that I do that I can make someone happy with. I knew how to make I can't say I knew how to make that person happy because obviously I didn't. But however, it's a different story. But I want to learn what it is that women like again. I want to be able to put a smile on someone's face and it not have to be all the way romantic. So lately I've been entertaining, friends. I went out recently with a old friend-ish, someone I kind of dated-ish. But she doesn't play for my team anymore. She's back on y'all's team. But we went on a date. And she and I got to talking, and she was asking me, are you healed from that other thing? Are you entertaining dates or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. But I do know now my deal breakers, and I do know now kind of what I like and what I don't like. But I haven't really ever seen it in the practice. And so before I start getting frustrated, with dating multiple people and being disappointed or not, or finding things that I like or don't within multiple people, I would rather learn how to just be friends with a woman again. How to even not be so fucking goofy when I'm out with somebody and giggle because I like somebody. So therefore, I would like to start with someone that I'm not into like that, to where we could just have fun, but I still want to see them smile. I still want to make sure that they're okay and check on them. And so I've been having conversations. I happened to talk to one of my friends, and I was like, something about a type. And I just had gotten to wonder, like, is there a such thing as a type? My day oneers, do you have a type? I asked my friend, and she was like, yeah, I got a type. And I was like, okay, what is it? And then she couldn't describe it. And I thought that was kind of funny. And she was like, well, if that's so funny, can you describe your type? And I said, well, this is where this is going. I used to know my type prior to being in a 14-year relationship. My type was completely different than what the person that ended up being my wife was. I mean, complete opposite of the spectrum. I used to love dark-skinned, brown-skinned women. My wife in the wintertime was pasty as the shit if she wasn't tanning or we wasn't going to the beach. I mean, it's hard to get real pasty in Houston. But what I'm saying is, she was mixed. So she was very light-skinned and pale in the summer, golden bronze in the winter. But she definitely wasn't the brown-skinned, dark-skinned that I used to love. I used to love the short, petite cheerleader frame. Although she's very, very, very petite now, she wasn't when we met. She was thick, had that baby fat. People called her, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it was totally different from what people knew me to be attracted to. And now that relationship is over, I've been trying to look with dating eyes and seeing what I like. And I've noticed, and this is what I was telling my friends, and this is what I'm telling you all, and this is where it comes there is a type real. I've noticed that everything I look at now takes on the resemblance of my ex-wife. Light skin, natural hair, curly, beautiful frame, short. Well, not short. You can be a little bit taller than me. And so the question is that my new type? Do types change? Or is it me looking for my ex-wife or whatever in a new person? Are types real? Is that my last point of reference? So that's what I'm looking for. Or is a type a point of reference? All those things are things that like is crazy to me right now, and I never thought that I would have to be figuring out. When I was young, when I was in my 20s, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to probably 30, we didn't have these discussions. It wasn't a type thing. It was if they was brown skin, halfway fit the description and liked me, I liked them. Now we have to figure out, do our colors match? Do they have kids? What do our careers look like together? Was the credit? How will we match? How will we blend? Are they mindful? Do they meditate? Are they spiritually inclined? Is it an old hoe who's spiritual now? It's too many things that I have to be aware of when trying to date and trying to figure these things out. Like, what part of those things fall into a type 2? If you say, I want a spiritual woman, is that your type? Does that mean she can look like anything and be like anything as long as she's spiritual? And does she fit your standards? I know a guy who likes nothing but thick women. I'm talking about thick women. And he little. And he don't care if they light skin, white skin. He don't care what they are as long as they're thick. That's his type. No other requirements, no other anything. So not only are types real, should types be what we consider in a relationship? Because I know as beautiful as I thought my wife's type was or ex-wife's type was, and I know the way that I'm attracted to the natural hair I tell you what ain't my fucking type, a cheater's not my type. And a cheater seemed to come in that package. So should we be looking for a type, not knowing what comes on the inside of that package? I don't know. I think that's something that maybe Americans created, or I don't really know if types are real. But I do know I'm looking to explore the option of platonic friends. I'm looking to be now more in the company of, adults and, women who can require things from me, but not because I'm sleeping with them or not because I'm in a relationship. I love people who can bring things out of me. Like my friends, I go out with my friends and I'm a door opener. No, I don't think I'm a man, but in some relationships, I will take on that because I want to open the door and let my woman walk through first. So when I'm out with some of my friends, I still exercise that thing. When we're out, it's not that I want to date my friends, and it's not that I want to look at their ass as they walking past, but I do feel like I've got some beautiful lady friends. I do feel like that they deserve to be catered to. So if I'm with them, I'm going to open the door for them and let them go through. And it's amazing. By doing that, I can see the women who aren't used to it, by men or women. And so I like to see those kind of things. I like to know that the little things that I still do in dating or friendship is noticed, is acknowledged, and is necessary. And if it's not, I want to be able to switch it up and flip it up. But I don't want to have to go through dating people to find those things out. So I'm looking for, I'm in the platonic friend application phase right now. I am looking to go out and do things with women, learn how to treat women again, learn how to require that women treat me. Guy friends. I have platonic guy friends. All my guy friends are fucking platonic. But I got a lot of guy friends that like to flirt and like to see if they can cross the line. I'm looking for more guy friends who respect that there's no crossing the line, but they do acknowledge that I'm a woman. And when I'm out with them, they hold the door for me and let me have those feelings. And if it is a type, yeah, that's the type of nigga I'm looking for. The type of dude that can be my friend, that respects me as a woman, but can still tell me I look nice. That respects when I'm in a relationship and respects that me and my woman look good together. But they still like to make sure that we're taken care of as women, treated as women, and those type of things. So that's the type of guy I'm looking for to attract in my life right now. So I don't know if types are real. I just want to know. Or what's the difference in a type and a requirement? I'm asking these things because, like I said, I'm having to start over at 46 years old, and I just want to start over on the right path. I want to do things different than I did before. Before, I didn't give a shit. If you hoeing, we going. I was just cool with there. I had a lot of other things to prove to myself and to other people back then when I was dating. But I haven't been in a dating market since I was 30 years old. I met my ex when I was 30, and we were together every day for 14 years after that. So things are new now. Things have changed now. Is sliding in the DM. Are you supposed to slide in the DM on your type? What are you supposed to do if you see someone online that you're interested in that you don't know how to meet them? Of course, there's not phone numbers online, but you don't want to seem like a creep and slide in the DM. How do you go about that? Like, these are all the things that I'm needing to learn. So I want to get more out into friends, and the only way I can learn to do those things is when I do see something that I think falls into my type online, and I say, hey, is a creep type? I don't want to come across as a creep, but I do want to be the type that someone recognizes. If I see something that I like, I'm going to go after it. So I probably won't slide in the DMs, but I definitely will make a comment underneath one of your social media posts or something. But truthfully, I plan on meeting like my new platonic friends or situationships or whatever out organically. I don't want to be a online dater. I can tell you what's not my type. Someone that I'm trying to do online dating with, or that's their only source, that would not be my type. Or maybe that would not be a requirement. That's a requirement of mine. No online daters. So I don't know. Let me know. Do you have a type? Do you know your type? If someone asked you, could you articulate your type to a T? And maybe if you couldn't, that might be something that we might need to work on as a community. Shit, we might need to start community journaling our type. We might need to start learning how to get so fucking specific and dialed in on our quote unquote type that God and the universe can no longer send us any ducks. They can't, because if they care about us and listen to us at all, the universe and God and source and whatever you believe in will know exactly what you want, because we'll be journaling specific to the T what our type is. I don't know. I think I'm gonna start that on myself. I think I'm gonna start putting in the types. I guess those would be deal breakers and non-negotiables, I guess. Well, no, I guess a non-negotiable is they don't have to have suckable lips, but man, that is definitely my type. But whatever, we're not on that, but that's where we're at with it. And, I can tell you, I said not a cheater is not my type, but a gaslighter is not my type, man. I know if you pay attention to the One Successful Failure podcast, you'll hear me say that I don't like a lot of internet words like gaslighting and trauma and triggers and those things, because I feel like those are words that people exploited to on the internet, and it's kind of watered them down. But I also do know that prior to stepping back out of my relationship and recognizing that I had been gaslit, I didn't know what the hell gaslighting was. I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought gaslighting was when you light a lantern and you go out. I didn't know the shit in psychological terms. I didn't know what internet gaslighting was. I didn't know gaslighting one-on-one. Because if I would have did, I wouldn't probably have wasted so much time in that relationship towards the end, because I would know that I was getting gaslit. But one thing about when someone gets gaslit on the magnitude that I did, or when someone gets gaslit and they're really traumatized and it causes a major shift in their life and the way that they see themselves, and sometimes even the way that they see the world, what you can't really do is try to gaslight them again. No, trust and believe. No, I don't think that I am gaslight proof. No, I don't know everything about being gaslit one-on-one, but I do know now I'm a lot more sensitive to it. It's like before I went through chemo, I didn't like the smell of mold. You could smell it sometimes, or smell it in clubs. I was like, that's mold. That shit stinks. But when I went through chemo and those drugs and those poisons went through my body, my senses became a lot more sensitive to smells and things. I can't have bleach in the house. It tears me up. I smell it way more than I ever did. And lately, I can't go in places where there's mold. I walk into places, and I'll walk into a house, looking at a house that we're looking to invest in or something, and I'll smell mold. And I'll be like, oh, yep, got to get up out of here. this house has been fucking molded. And people will look at me and be like, you have no idea what you're talking about. There's no mold whatsoever. It's a beautiful remodel. And then they'll go back and look at seller's disclosures or flood reports and see, yet indeed, that house had been molded. My senses are sensitive. They've been heightened because of whatever chemo did. Well, because my cheating ass, punk ass wife gaslit me so much, I'm sensitive to those things that cause my body to tense up. I don't create them. Part of those things are lack of accountability. Part of those things are deflection. I'm working on not caring. I'm working on not snapping, anger management, those type of things. But I haven't gotten that shit under control. I'm not perfect. And some of it, I don't really care to get under control. If you're a gaslighter and if you're going to stand what these kids say 10 toes down on what you're saying, be prepared for me to stand 10 toes down on reading your ass for motherfucking filth, as the kids say. I don't take deflection. Well, the reason why I said that, no, there's a gaslight to cover up a gaslight. So let's just, while we're here, and I think this is going on because this week a few people was gaslighting me. And I had to check myself and was like, yo, don't slip back into that old you. Don't be snapping and putting motherfuckers in their place. But then it took for good old Michael C. to say, well, why not? Yes, you're going through something in your life, and yes, you might be going through something in your life, and yes, you might be trying to be a new you, and yes, you might be trying to fix you, but don't let a fucking gaslighter tell you that there's things about you that you need to fix it for them. I have begun to change myself and shrink myself and allow certain things that the old me wouldn't allow, but when I was in that relationship and I was being gaslit, not knowing, I was doing a lot of things, letting a lot of things go. And today a situation happened and Michael C. was like, well, I expected you to handle that a lot more differently. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't want to be the old me. And if you ever know Michael C. and if you ever know our relationship and how they don't match, but they do, a lot of people would be like, why would he want the old you? The old me would let a motherfucker have it. I would read them for filth, flooring, and filth. I would put someone in their place eloquently, politely, professionally, but I would chop their ass up like the blades on MLK on a Sunday here. Chopper style, chopper style. That was the old me. I didn't, again, take the disrespect well. But I had someone gaslighting me, telling me that makes me a terrible person to stand on business when I've been disrespected. Or I had someone disrespecting me, but because they stood on business, I thought that they was telling the truth, and I was letting those things slide. If you are going to be a gaslighter, be a good one. Stand 10 toes down, but don't deflect. I had someone just absolutely gaslighting me, but when I pointed it out to them, it was like, oh, I did that, and what had happened was, and see, that's not the case at all. If gaslighting is what you do you, boo. Go off, sis. Go off, homie. Keep it pimping. Do your thing. But what you don't want to do is put it in writing, put it in an email, or forget, smoke too much weed, and can't account for what you said. Stand on that same gaslighting business. Because when someone comes to check you, who gonna check you, boo? I'm gonna check you if you gaslighting me, and then don't play the victim. If you're gonna do that clown shit, do it. Gaslighting, do. Gaslight your way off, but when the flames roll back and your ass is the one burnt standing there minus your eyebrows, don't get all mad trying to say to somebody, put the torch on you. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And you know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things I didn't really know, but as I'm learning what gaslighting is and I'm being aware, I'm noticing that my senses are heightened to it. I'm sensitive to it. And keep in mind, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit. So if people do want to gaslight, don't get mad when the shit is back on you. If you can't take the heat, get your ass out the gaslighting kitchen. And on that note, hey man, this is Set Trip Sunday, Set Trip. Oh, let's rewind. I know we talked about, I said for this month, we were going to be starting the accountability on the books. And I've been keeping on my end. You know, I missed last Sunday because of Super Bowl Sunday. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and that performance. We can go into that as much as we want, but y'all know how it's going down. It is stirring up the drama and all of that, and it's being overshadowed by this DEI. But I did start the first book, and now today actually is the middle of the month. Really the 14th was on Friday, so we should have stopped that book. That book was Who Moved My Cheese. If anybody wants to tap in with me, start Who Moved My Cheese. It is a very easy read. It's probably less than 100 pages. And that is where we're starting February with. So right now, I just finished Who Moved My Cheese. It's about change. It's about adjusting to change. It's about working in situations, and not just in corporate America. I want y'all to tap in. You have until the 28th or something like that is when we come back and meet again. Who Moved My Cheese is where we are. And then I will tell you the second book that we're going into is Get Your Shit Together, or How to Get Shit Done. I think it's Get Your Shit Together. I will post that on the Facebook page and let y'all know what that book is, but I'm almost positive it's Get Your Shit Together. I'm starting it tonight. It's about 100-page read, and those are the two books for February. We need to learn about change. We need to be comfortable with change, or uncomfortable with it's going to happen regardless. So let's be prepared for it. And then once we know the change is coming and we're comfortable with it or we're not, we need to get our shit together and act accordingly. So I will post the next book, but we just finished. If you're going to stay accountable with me, sorry it was a late announcement. Who Moved My Cheese? Go and read that. A really easy book. Drop it in the comments or catch up with me next Sunday set trip and let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. We'll finish off the other book. And we're still holding each other accountable. This is Sunday set trip. You are rocking with your girl Trip. Listen, do me a favor. I know this is Sunday set trip. I know this isn't the One Successful Failure podcast, but still, like the page. No, like it. Like this. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. If you got any kind of value, if you think it's hilarious or whatever, do me a favor. If you want to discuss this DEI, distractions, and all of that, share this with somebody who might get some value out of it, or share it with somebody who always got some shit to say. You know, there's that one nigga that always think that they know everything, the political thug dog. Share that with this person and let me hear what they have to say about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Is it really just a new affirmative action? I gotta go because I know y'all hear it. I moved. This is the new set, but for some reason, my smoke detector has just started going off. That means it's time for me to go off. Go off, sis. Go off, my guy. Have a great 2 weeks, man. Sunday set trip. Thanks for tapping in with us. Make sure you check out the new episodes of the One Successful Failure podcast on this YouTube channel. Like it, subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll get the notifications for the new pod episodes. Thank you for tapping in, man. Happy Sunday, y'all. See y'all in a couple of weeks. Who Moved My Cheese? And get your shit together. Accountability. Gaslights. Don't do that shit. Peace.